Hi guys, Glenn here from Game Reviews and welcome back to the channel. We're going to speak a little bit more on Helldivers 2. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit a like, hit a subscribe and leave a comment. It really would help the channel. And the last video did so well. We were up at about 2,400 to coming on to 2,600 views. But let's get into some good news on Helldivers 2. Big news is that Helldivers basically on the 20th of February hit an all-time peak of 457,000 concurrent players, and it was able to push off Counter-Strike 2 from the top spot at a peak time of day, which has been, a difficult thing to do for Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike has such a huge fan base. It's been called the OG Call of Duty, and to do that even with the server issues and having technical problems within Helldivers 2, it was still managed to kind of really push that. So yeah, that's the good positive note. Also, what we're going to talk about is the new faction that might be coming into the game. There's been a lot of talk about it, and I've actually noticed some things within the game as well that's been leading to this, so I'm really excited. A lot of people are confirming this, but it's nothing from Arrowhead right now, but it seems pretty straightforward. They're going to do this in the game. They're called the Illuminate. They were in Helldivers 1. You had the bugs, the automatons, and you also had the Illuminate. If you're actually on your ship, you can go speak to the first person that you see, the kind of, the NPC that's there. She's holding a clipboard. She'll actually mention something about the Illuminate and how they're not to be spoke about, or they're not, they felt the wrath of Super Earth. And then also on the big screen is when they're discussing things, and you'll hear that kind of communist voice go. Essentially, it's great. But let's get into the actual patch notes. So basically, the patch basically was looking to resolve crashes, improve matchmaking functionality, optimize the servers, and to defend campaigns. And the fixes that were brought into was playfab optimization, playfab environment optimized. All lobbies now have proper data to run effective matchmaking, filtering optimization. We are optimizing the filter system when players are searching for lobbies, so it excludes full lobbies, so you're not going in and getting caught in that trap door. Basically, obviously, sustainability of crashes as well. And we fixed the 3 top crashes within the game, including particular rendering crashes and ragdoll crashes, and fixed issues when the application prioritized integrated graphics over some GPU laptops, and defend events obviously in major orders. For renderability purposes, we added a visual progression indicator to major order defend events. And then also that this patch might introduce some more issues that they're currently working on, might prompt them to be a little bit worse or better. But yeah, that's the overall of the patches, but the patch notes, should I say. But essentially, yeah, I felt this, I think it was a good kind of way forward. But just to give some insight, when I was playing the game, a friend of mine was already online. I logged in, I went in, we tried to link up. The social wasn't working through Helldivers. I was saying I was offline. I tried to then join through the game base on PlayStation 5, and when I had the join option available, and essentially I wasn't able to join, it said that the game is no longer available. He might have thought that it was we had an opposite of IP. What we did was he knocked off the game, still same thing. Essentially, then he wanted to turn off his PlayStation because I logged in at a later time. He'd been on for a couple of hours, and by the time we were trying to kind of land into a mission, it froze, kicked him out of the game while the pods were kind of shooting down in that little load screen section right there. And then we had that over and over again, and it was really frustrating that he just called it a day and he said, look, he'll try tomorrow. So you can see that some of the players are it can be frustrating, even though it does give you that, the fear of missing out. Basically, you want what you can't have, so you don't mind waiting. But I think that will, start to, really work on the community. And to be fair, I've also read in certain articles, not to hear yet from Sony, but there has been, information leaking out that Sony have now been trying to step in, and there's actually not a problem with the server capacity. It's actually on a coding end for Arrowhead, and essentially they don't want to push the boat out that if they open it up to 200,000-300,000 more people who can play, because at the end of the day that 457 is only from Steam, which is PC players, and essentially it's not including the PlayStation players. So if you take another 100 to 200,000 players possibly on PlayStation, you know, they're going to have to open up. And the thing they don't want to happen is that the servers actually crash completely and burn out where nobody can play the game. So what's better than that? You'd rather have people waiting in a queue. Basically, you know, you're going to wait around because you want to play, other people are playing it, and you want what you can't have, and as I said, the fear of missing out, and you really want to grind. So, and it's enjoyable as well, and it's fun, and you see all your other friends on and you want to play. So they'd rather have that than nobody playing the game at all, which is the right choice. It is completely the right choice. Even the CEO has reached out recently, and I'm sure you probably read this, it's been all over the internet from Twitter. The players that they only downloaded it, and he basically said himself that, you know, better wait till the servers are fully functional where everybody can play it. Hold on to your $40 and essentially buy it when it is fully functional if you haven't yet already played the game. And that's got raving reviews because it's honest, it's direct, even though he does go on to say, yes, I would rather you pay your money for us, we'd love to make max revenue on it, but at the end of the day, if you don't get fun out of it, I'd rather you wait so you can actually really enjoy the game and really get the experience that maybe your friends or other people have been telling you about, than just getting, you know, a half-arsed version of it. That's really it. And I just feel like it's a refreshing statement from a head of a studio, whether it be a small studio. It's still refreshing to see. I really love it, to be honest, and maybe I'm gullible and maybe he's looking on his own image or Arrowhead's image, but they're going the right way. So if they actually follow up on everything they're saying, it's absolutely amazing. But yeah, let's move on to the potential fractions coming to Helldivers 2. So as you probably noticed, when you actually load into essentially your game, on the left you'll have the automatons, on the right is the bugs, and then north and south is quite empty. So the Illuminate is something that's been rumored to be in Helldivers 1. Basically the format has had the bugs and the automatons from Helldivers 1 pushed into a third person view of this game, and yeah, the Illuminate are coming to it. So basically they're like a hybrid kind of species. They're very stealth, where so the bugs want to really overpower you with hordes and hordes. The automatons are really more long range, you know, loads of weaponry. They're kind of they overwhelm you with firepower. Now they do have some elements of shooting. It's quite opposite to the bugs, you know, of weapons. Automatons, you'll have one or two parts of the automatons who would have blades or be able to move a little bit quicker, and vice versa with the bugs. You'll have one or two smaller bugs who will be able to spew a few things out of you, or kind of those medium kind of level bugs, those, you know, spit kind of boil at you as well, but they're quite slow. So usually you would have the opposite to that. So that's what they have with the automatons. But the Illuminate are more stealth. They will be able to kind of notice your orbital strikes come in, your stratagems being called in from a distance, or whether it be, you know, a supply pack, and they will alert the remainder of their kind of group to your whereabouts, and then you'd be quickly overrun. So with that being said, that means you're going to have more of an ordinance to help you out. You're going to have more stratagems that are going to counter that as well. We've seen some of the stealth bugs already, so it's something that they could probably easily transition over. It's something that's already in the game. They don't have to redevelop it. So it would be nice to see how that's going to work out. They're more of a cyborgy stealth, higher entity fraction than the actual automatons and the bugs, but they seem like the most formidable towards the Helldivers as well. So, you know, that I'm sure that's going to be a really strong challenge. But yeah, guys, that's basically it right now for me. That's the full update. Hope you enjoyed the actual video. Once again, I would just like to say that the last video I put up on Helldivers 2, for such a small channel, hit up, as I said, to nearly close to 2,600 views. It had nearly up to 70 likes, and there was a ton of comments that I interacted with, and I enjoyed and hearing people's perspective on what they're playing and how they're doing it, and some of the information that came out. And I'd love to have that again in this video. So I would really appreciate it if you could really support the channel. Once again, if you like or don't like like. If you feel like this video was insightful and you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe again. I really would appreciate it. And hopefully my way to being a good YouTuber is patching itself out. Once again, I'll stop rambling because I feel like I do that a lot, but thank you so much, and on to the next one. Peace.